Hold on. Yeah, it just went dead. Hang on. The streaming just stopped for some reason. Let me see what's going on over here on Facebook. Your video has ended. Wonderful, thanks. Let's try going live again. Connect. Start streaming. Oh, all our freaking things are gone. Okay. Whoa. Not the right screen. There we go. Now we are live again. Let's see how everybody is. We're back. Okay, there we go. Palmer's like, probably, where'd you guys go? Yeah, take two here, guys. I apologize. I don't know what happened there. Facebook's been a little weird today, it looks like. Let's see. It shows me we're live again. And that's not even the right one. So anyways, I hope everybody's doing good and is recovering who was at camp today. It seems like there was quite a bit of fun. Okay, let's see here. You still, yeah, Jacob, you're still there. Good. Yeah, we're having some technical difficulties here, guys. Give us 1 second. This one looks live. Yep, this is the live one. Yay, it's working. Hey, Mikey Rudd. Yeah. I don't know what that was. I'm feeling pretty good, Mike. Jacob there is, said he's felt pretty good too before we dropped off, unless we dropped off and he said it. Ooh, get that wallet out of there. Yeah, you didn't sound too fine last night. That's all I'm going to put into this. Oh, no sound for Jacob? Okay, hang on here. Let's see. Oh, I don't know, because you're good. Wait, hang on. What's the matter? I can hear you. Oh, yeah. He can't. Yeah, I can hear him. Hang on. Let me see what's going on here. I'm going to bump out of this for a second. Go to audio. Go to, let's see. Let's see how that works. Can I still hear you?
I don't know, can you?
And they can hear you now, too. I apologize, guys.
Hi, guys!
Both our computers decided to do updates before we jumped on, and all our settings changed. Wonderful Windows. How I hate Windows. But there's really nothing else. Hi, Holly.
On technology, and you're just being lazy.
No. Freaking things. But yeah, so we went camping. Everybody that's on here knows. Vorndren, you missed out on a hell of a time. Hopefully you'll be in town again for the next one. Sweet. I don't know what's going on with all this. I'm gonna have to sit down and get like serious with my computer here. Tell Windows, no, you're not allowed to make any changes. I know that's a lie, but so but no,
why we change whatever they want.
Yeah, so as of right now, Mike Cosper, yeah, the Liberty Brew.
Sit there right there.
Will it stay? A little bit. So, moved your in-laws. Oof. I hate moving. I'm not okay with moving. But,
guys, I'm screwed because I ain't getting a single comment, so.
No, you can't see any of the comments? Okay.
Nothing.
I can see them. Oh, boy. Everything's trying to jump out of whack today.
There we go. I just started her over. I got them.
So, Mike got home from camping, and I guess there's some plumbing issues or something. He's cutting water lines, or he's doing something with plumbing, so we may not have him today.
I thought I said something today a little earlier, like when we was leaving, see you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody said maybe.
That was me, though, but I was just messing with you. That was me just messing with you, though. But no, while we were camping this weekend, while we were having fun, one of the moments I got cell service over there at Findlay State Park. It jumped across the fun that they were having. Well, I don't want to call it fun because there was some craziness that happened over in Seattle. The whole Antifa versus the guys on the right thing. Somebody was protesting the other. I don't even know which way it went, but some of the Antifa guys decided it'd be nice to bring cups and the hydro cement and fill the cups up and add water to it and wait till it hardened and chuck it at people. And so, yeah, they were doing that now. So that's in their arsenal of things to be a-holes about. And the reason why I know it was Antifa that did it was they were throwing them at the police officers, too. So,
wow.
Yeah. You sit right there, right away. It's like,
okay, it's Antifa.
Yeah, they're going to do dumb shit because they don't respect the police officers. So, oh, goodness. But, yeah, let's see. Everybody that's in here right now, everybody except for one, I think. Well, no, there's a lot of people watching now.
We got about 9.
Got about 9. Mike Bailey was
kind of trending in our normal spot.
Yep. So we had a good time this weekend, though. I mean, it was a nice campsite. I enjoyed that it was secluded.
It's a great site. Kind of sucked you couldn't drive back there. You had to walk a quarter mile to carry all your crap.
Right. Oh, no. Your deep freezer died while we were gone?
No, I don't know nothing about that.
What do you mean you don't know nothing about that?
I don't know.
That smell, that's depending on how old that was, that could smell terrible.
Well, there was popsicles and shit. There was stuff that went bad, but not. It wasn't an Eamon deep freeze going down.
Oh no, yeah. Look at that. We're up to 11 and 12. All right, yeah, guys. I'm trying to think because I ran Jane over stuff for work because she was out of whack. We're all out of whack today because of camping. But no, that walk. I'll say this: that walk sucked. Should they have let us drove back there? Probably, but I really liked that we were secluded and we didn't have every other person walking by and being all up in our business.
We've grown accustomed to our normal state park that we stay at for our camping time. To have, like the main drag down to the lake right beside us. So we grew very accustomed to being able to say, hey, Normie's coming through.
Yeah, so
it was nice just being able to do us.
It was weird having the frisbee golf thing around. Ooh, wow.
I never saw a single person hit it.
Well, so it was the beginner course that was around us. They called it the Bunny Hill or Bunny, I don't know. But so that's what it was named. So I didn't see anybody go through on it, but I did see a couple of mountain bikers go through the mountain bike trail that runs by us. But other than that, we were super secluded. I mean, we could have been.
Somebody said they saw those mountain bikers on the backside of our campsite wanting to ride right through our campsite, and they were like, no.
Yeah, right? Especially with the dogs. The dogs would have lost their minds. Oh, let's see. Yep. Yeah. No, I'm catching up on the it's hard to catch up on the comments when it's just you and me. So yeah. But
it's hard to play the multi-person game.
It is. It's really hard. Oh, I guess I could close that out too now. Goodbye. I forgot that block's open. I had to change the audio file.
We'll just blame Mike for not being here.
Yeah, Mike was here.
Right now he's probably eating dinner and laughing.
Yeah, he's probably sitting back like, hey, suckers. Nah.
I ain't got nothing to talk about, so I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, right. No, I mean,
I'm waiting for his name to pop up.
Yeah, at least he'll be watching or listening to us while he's doing whatever he's doing. But, no, I mean, the few things that went on this week, or was it early this week that they passed out of committee the constitutional carry? So it's out of committee, but it looks like they're going to push it into another committee full of lawyers now.
I saw that Ohio Gun Owners was live a little while ago, and I'll have to dig and search for it. but the title was kind of a flash of maybe bad news.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So I being there all weekend, I was completely disconnected from anything in reality,
Yeah.
both technology wise and last night,
Well.
reality wise.
Well, right. Last night, reality wise. No.
But y'all still love me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good time.
Oh, no. The girls might be still a little upset with you, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. You guys are going to have to deal with motorcycles going by. Yeah, normally I can just let you guys go back and forth and I can just mute. Yeah, that's... But
we've got... Can't do that when there's not another you guy here.
Yeah, I know. It's all good. We'll have to figure out a few people... Get some people. Oh, my dad just joined. Oh, I better straighten out.
Oh, God. P's and Q's, sir. P's and Q's.
But, no, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about it because it went to another, quote, committee full of lawyers. And normally when they push it to a committee full of lawyers, they're the legal committee or whatever they're calling it.
They'll find some reason.
They'll make it. They'll hold it for a while.
We just got rid of the what the hell was it, Jeremy?
Oh, I know. My brain's not working either.
Where's the pull the trigger? It's your responsibility to prove your innocence.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I can't remember the proper term off the top.
Yeah.
Sorry. We just got that gone. And they were trying to force that back into this.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they were.
And that got shot down. And then they tried to force other crap back into this. And that all got shot down. And we, I don't say they, we, the people that follow Ohio gun owners, the people in the state of Ohio that are pro-gun and are aware of what's going on, are emailing, messaging, calling these representatives and making them know that we don't want them to add anything to this or manipulate this into pork fat city of other crap.
Right.
So that's why the committee didn't add any extra stuff. But all of those anti-gun, all of the gun bad mamas and all those people, all the Soros and Bloomberg folks that showed up and were in all those Ohio gun owner videos, every one of them was sitting there campaigning their points to these other people to get it, if it didn't get added there, that they would force it some other direction to where it couldn't become law right away.
Right.
So it's if it doesn't die in there, it'd be a good thing.
Right.
But I got a feeling it's going to die in there, and we've got at least a few more years to keep fighting this fight.
That's going to suck, because, I mean, this is the first time we've gotten to the point that it's as clean as it is coming out of the committee to be able to be like, look, there's not a bunch of other BS in here to screw us or to take this or that. So, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed if it gets stuck in committee. And no, I'm not just going to move to Kentucky. That's the easy way out, Dad.
Gotta fight the good fight. I mean, you gotta fight the good fight. It's our constitutional right. It's not... That's my stance. Sorry, you gotta fight the good fight.
Right, exactly. Oh, boy. This is girls' weekend with a taxi, Mike. Oh, boy. But, yeah, no, I mean... I don't know. I'm still going to push forward. I mean, the problem I keep hearing from everybody that doesn't understand gun owners and people that own guns, their argument is, I can't believe they're going to let people carry a gun without any training. You know what? The people that normally carry a gun without any training don't give a crap that it's against the law to carry a gun concealed without a license to begin with. So...
This is true. Dude, John can probably attest to this as a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
but when I went through my CHL training class, there were quite a few people in that class that were not of the 21-year-old age.
Right.
Or the 31.
They were
or
older.
the 41.
Mm-hmm.
Or even the 50. There in my class, there was a couple in the 70s and 80s.
Yep. I had a couple of 60s and 70s in my class.
Basic pistol training to carry a handgun. At that point, it was state law. But if it's not required to carry in the state openly,
mm-hmm.
why are you making it required to carry it concealed? Because Ohio is an open carry state,
right.
Is it not?
Right, but I guess...
So if it's not illegal for some schmuck that's 22 years old, 21 years old to walk in and buy a Glock, put it on their hip, make sure it's not covered up in any way, and walk down the street,
mm-hmm.
Why is it illegal for somebody to do that with the shirt over top of it?
Well, and that's a good question. I mean, if you can do it without training, shirt not over it, exactly. It's the same thing. It becomes the same if they're not trained, they're not trained. Now, I'll tell you what. I understand the CHL class is a basic pistol class. It's basic. It's the very, very basics and beginnings of how to operate your pistol, how to shoot your pistol. There was a lot of people in that class that just, it made me nervous. I mean, I made sure I was on the opposite end of whatever range we were at when we were qualifying, shooting on the range. And it was interesting to watch. I mean, and they passed, but still, there was some, flagging and some crazy, not on purpose, but dumb stuff. Yeah.
You can go to a range tomorrow, and the guy that's been shooting for 100 years and trained in everything from the military to every class he could pay for in civilian life will still, at some point, mess up,
mm-hmm.
flag towards you, flag at you, walk over and say, "Look at this," and it's loaded.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Oh.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah, well, and it does, but it was a little... I don't know. There was too many people. Who was it that said it? I think it was Jacob Hunter said he was in a class of 50. It was in a class of 25 to 30 people. So there were times that, people were when we were shooting, there were people that were occupied while other people were shooting, and it was a little nerve-wracking. I would rather have had the more personal class like John does. I think he does 8 to 10 at the most. If John, you're on, you correct me on what the number was. Yeah, because then that way it can be held, a little bit more.
Yes, Palmer. That's why I did say down the street. Sorry for playing catch up on the comments.
Yeah,
but that's why I said down the street. Because, yeah, get into a car and drive with a loaded weapon, without having a CHL. Now you're. If I'm not mistaken, the law in Ohio states it's with intent or something like that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I understand maybe if officers may feel a little better about the fact that we have a concealed carry, that when they pull up on us, behind us, that actually tells them that we have one if it's our car. I mean,
why does it have to be state law for you to acknowledge you have a firearm on you? I mean, why does that have to be a state law?
Well, and you have to be rude about it too.
The lowest common denominator all the time.
Yeah, well, you have to be rude too. You cannot let that officer say a word by law before you're like, "Officer, I have my concealed carry. I am carrying blah blah blah." I think it's rude. I let him at least say, hey, he already knows probably because I'm never driving anybody else's car. Once in a while I drive Jane's.
As far as I've ever heard, as soon as they pull up your plates, if you're driving your vehicle, that screen on their computer starts flashing gun all over the place.
Yep.
Gun, CCW, blah, blah, blah. He already knew before he walked up there that you're at least a CCW holder.
Right.
So he's waiting, he or she, they're waiting for you to say, I'm carrying.
Yeah. And that's... I've had a few people forget, and luckily the officers weren't, complete a-holes about it and, gotten their license suspended or whatever for it. But, I mean, it's weird. I don't know. It's one of the things I know they were worried about, that if it becomes a constitutional carry, that you won't have to be like, hey, I got a gun on me.
Let me ask you, Jeremy, did you watch any of the live feeds that the high gun owners were doing in the committee hearings? Wow.
A couple of them here and there.
Against guns and all these people were standing up there. The doctors from OSU were standing up. They just spouted, I'll say what I think it is, that left-wing crap that the media screams. That it kills more people, and just because guns exist, it's going to kill everybody.
Oh boy.
I mean, if you really subscribe to that belief that people having guns equals people being dead, do the math and how many guns are currently owned in this country versus how many people are in this country. If for every gun there's a dead body, the comparison should be should be huge.
Right. And that's a lot, though. I mean, if you really think about it, that's a lot. But it's not. And that's one of the things that upsets me, is that people are like, guns are terrible and that's why everybody's dying. No. Look at the other countries that are now having knife problems because they made all guns illegal. I mean, they're having more deaths and murders in their country with other things now that way outclicks the deaths by guns here in the U.S.
How many news articles have you seen where England's taking away people's broadswords?
Oh, that's not okay.
I mean, what are they going to do? Asphalt everything so you can't pick up a rock? Because, I mean, I'm sorry, anything that's heavy, pointy, blunt, serrated, anything and everything can be used as a weapon. I'm just going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the gun is the problem, okay, take the guns. I'm not going to say, okay, take the guns, but I'm saying, okay, take the guns. Guns are gone.
Right.
Now, when somebody gets pissed off, they'll stab somebody. Well, we have to take the knives away. So we'll all be buttering our bread with spoons until somebody gets pissed off and stabs somebody with a freaking spoon. Then we'll have to eat everything with forks.
Plastic.
Well,
you'll go into plastic.
Forks are too pointy and sharp. They're almost like knives, but you can't have forks. You got to eat with your hands until somebody beats somebody to death with their hands. Now, when you're born, they're just going to cut your hands off so you can't beat somebody with your hands. If we don't start saying the problem is the person committing the crime versus the object used in the crime, we're going to all be wrapped in bubble wrap at birth and never come out of it.
Yeah. We're never going to be able to interact physically. We'll be all separated. Yes.
Hey, you started it.
I did. No, and one of the things I wanted to hit tonight, because it's a silly topic, but it's going to be funny, because, and Jane, if you're listening, you can say I told you so, or did she just leave? I don't know. I just saw her disappear, I think. She might still be there. Hey, Jane. Yeah, she's still there. So this weekend, that was what? Maybe how far up was that walk for our from our cars up to our campsite?
1,500 feet.
100 feet? They're a lot longer than that. Oh, I thought you said 100. I was like, damn, no way.
1,500 feet.
Yeah, around there. And so, Jane's been wanting one of those carts for a while now. That a couple of us went out and bought this weekend. So, and Never think anything is too silly as a camping or possibly preparedness item. That cart saved our asses this weekend. At least me, chucking all that stuff up and down that driveway. Basically, is what it was. Again, moved to Kentucky. Oh, Dad. He's looking at property.
We're not.
He's looking at property in Kentucky. He's seriously looking. But yeah, so it was funny because I always thought that those carts were like, dude, that's too silly. We've never needed them because we've always had a good spot where we could just pull right up to the campsite and just unload your car or your truck or whatever. And to be able to be like, this week go and have to get that cart, it was funny because I was like, oh man, but it saved our asses completely. And of course, Mikey, wherever he is, yeah, him and his little mini bike with the trailer on it. That was pretty smart, Mike. Oh boy,
Probably did bring a go-kart out there.
True. Let's see, public safety. Oh boy, see, I can't read that much because then it gets quiet.
Yeah, it's basically Mr. Palmer is referencing what we were talking about with firearms, and that he's finishing that can of worms that it has nothing to do with public safety or keeping people alive. It all has to do with controlling the population as elitists, and you can't control somebody that can fight back.
Right. Yeah.
So if you take our primary means of fighting back away, then it's easier for the ones with guns to control us.
Right.
Hey, you know where you learned that? Go look at the news from Venezuela.
And quite a few other countries. I mean, come on.
Well, but Venezuela's like big right now.
Yeah.
Like, you could look in the last 3 months and see where guys with guns were killing people without guns. And it's because they told the people that without the guns, they had to give up their guns a few years ago.
But here's my favorite thing about that is you start watching regular news, which I don't. I don't like regular TV that much. I mean, I'll watch TV shows through Netflix or something like that, but regular TV, I can't stand the news. Do you really see them talking about that at all? No, because they don't want you to know that could actually happen. And when I talk to people about that, because I've been following the Venezuela thing for years, a couple of groups I was in before, we had some people that were in Venezuela when it first started happening. And when they first shut down the internet down there, we had to help redirect getting network settings to them so they could redirect out of the country and still be able to get information out of the country there for a little while. And it's wild when you talk to people here and you tell them, well, it's happening right now. There's a country that has done it. They took away their gun rights and then told them, you know what? Remember that Constitution that we made for our country a couple of years back? F your Constitution. I'm going to be your president until I die. I mean, that's basically what Maduro did.
And the problem was the people said, yay, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Give us more.
And then the other half went, well, that's not okay. But by that time, all their guns were gone.
It was said during World War II, how could one man or how could one group get an entire country behind them to do mass genocide and kill hundreds and thousands of people?
Look in your history books.
You're watching it right now. If you're watching us right now, you can go anywhere on the internet, anywhere on public television, anywhere on the mainstream media 24-hour news channels, and you can see the group of people or one person running people to commit crime. And it's not the guy you think it is. I'm just saying. If you're a Batman Orange person watching our show right now or in the future, it's not the guy you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. What it is the Maxine Water standing at a rally telling her people to walk into restaurants, and if you see those people, make them leave, disrupt them. That's called intimidation. The last I checked, I don't know any person that I've ever spent time with at a rally, at an event, or at a camping exercise that we all looked at each other and said, hey, let's pour some freaking Quikrete in cups and chuck it at these people. We stand there and say, no, you're not going to do that to us. You're not going to take our rights. You're not going to screw us over. And if you force your hand on me, that makes me force my hand is the only time bad would happen.
Yeah. And I have not seen the videos, Jacob, the other Jacob Hunter. I saw a little bit of it. We just got back from camping today, all of us, basically. And we just got unpacked, stuff like that. And we were at a point where we didn't have much internet reception. But, which, camping anyways, why would we want to be on our phones all weekend? But yeah, come on. Chucking those cups of Quikrete, that's craziness. Trying to take our rights away is craziness too. I mean, they're feeding right into it. I mean, you listen to what they say. They never have anything constructive to say or talk about, because as soon as you talk real with them, they just start spouting off about something really dumb. We've had that firsthand here in Columbus. A couple of times we've been in Columbus, they'll just start talking about, private parts, and just to throw the conversation off because they don't want to talk about anything real, because they don't have any real answers. They'll scream, they'll cry, they'll call us.
Well, you're breaking the matrix. They're we talked about it this weekend, sitting around under the canopies. It's an echo chamber, and I'm going to be as bold to say that we all, you hear about echo chambers. If you've heard anything about echo chambers, you hear about it from Twitter and from Facebook and the major social media sites. And I'll agree to that they're echo chambers. But I would venture to say that with the way that at least I remember being raised, Jeremy, you probably was raised this way, and most everybody that I know has been raised this way, where you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about your paycheck, and you don't talk about religion, right?
Correct.
Those are things you don't talk about. Well, that puts you in an echo chamber when it comes to the shit politicians are doing, the shit that religious people are doing, and the shit that your company does to you and your fellow coworkers.
Right.
Because you can't talk about it, so you can't actually have a discussion with other people about what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives if you step back and you stop being stuck in that little echo chamber where all you hear is yourself talking, and you just look at everything happening. If you can't talk about something to other people, that means that people can't band together with a common thought or a common belief.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have is a bunch of individuals out there drawing their own conclusions about something. With less people, it's easier to control. It's like, is it easier to control one dog? If you're a trainer, is it easier to train one dog at a time, mm-hmm. or train 10 dogs at a time, mm-hmm. at the exact same time?
Right.
Which is easier.
Smaller groups is easier to keep control. Yeah.
So if you can force these people to never talk about politics, because it's bad. It's taboo to talk politics. So politicians sit over here and do whatever they want to do, because you can't talk about it. They're never going to see 500,000 people standing in front of their office complaining about this little teeny tiny piece of fat they stick in that bill.
Right.
Because nobody's talked about it. The only time people mass and show up is when there's a war that they don't agree with, mm-hmm. or something that is so overt that it's just plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
So that is a base of control for politics. With religion, it's the same concept. Religious organizations do things. There are people that feel that it is bad, but because we don't talk about religion, we don't cross religious paths, doesn't get talked about, nobody can say that there's a problem, that something's happening here.
Well, and it's because they want us to not be a united group, to be able to walk up and say, we are not okay with this. You either fix it or get the F out and we'll fix it ourselves. Because you can't do that in a small group. If 20 people or 100 or 200 people will go to D.C. and are like, we're not okay with this, they're just going to laugh. But if thousands show up and are like, look, we are not okay. We are not okay with what you're doing. Fix it or get the F out. They're going to be a lot more serious about the getting the F out part. Now,
but the get out, the get out, and me and Mike have had this discussion before. Just the idea of, say, 100,000, say Mar 2019 goes off without a hitch, and there's 100,000, 200,000 people there.
Yep.
Population to that number of people is minuscule.
Well, right. Correct.
That's 0.01% of the population will be standing at the National Mall.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think that the politicians like Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, Spartacus, Nancy Pelosi, where they just exist and they're elected by their people because that's what they voted for? How many years has Pelosi been in Congress?
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm just asking a vague question.
Yeah,
you guys
I
can
have no
comment,
idea.
and I don't care. I don't really actually care. But the fact that she's been there for longer than I've been alive probably says something, because she's
Somebody
not
knows.
doing anything.
Right.
So to have the belief that just because 100,000 people show up and 100,000 or 200,000 people is magically going to say, nope, we ain't dealing with it, and you ain't going to change it, so get the fuck out. It's the same problem that we've got going on in Oregon right now, where the Republicans or the non-wanting to vote for this people are essentially being hung by one team, praised by another, just trying to survive, doing what they can to keep their state from becoming a complete and utter communist, socialist crap hole. Same concept, because the 200,000 people that show up to that event with the idea that them being there is going to say, get the fuck out, it's just like us walking in thinking that just because we're there, even though we already know that they've got the numbers they need to vote them, the 200,000 of us isn't going to change that vote. I mean,
Right.
The short answer to what I just said is everybody watching this show needs to figure out where their line is, because it's getting harder and harder every day for me to even believe that we're going to be able to vote our way out of any of this stuff, because there is too many people
Well, that's where
in this country right now just screaming championing socialism.
Well, that's where, okay, we'll use that same number of 100,000 people. It ain't going to be a vote that's going to happen if people are 100,000 people gathered in D.C. to say, hey, we're not okay with this. And to be able to control 100,000 people in an area like that, look at what was going on with the Yellow Vest riots, or Yellow Vest protests, because they weren't riots. Yes, they got out of hand. Yes, things got crazy, but I think it was more of they were trying to control them to one part of the city, and they were basically backing them into a corner. But there was some out of hand stuff, but that happens.
Well, we got to figure out if the ones that were causing the problems, were they bust in?
Were they real? Were they not real?
Were they making $20 from a
Craigslist?
What is that? What is that app that people use? Craigslist?
Yeah.
Was there an ad on Craigslist for $20 to stand in a yellow vest in this city
Cause
for
problems,
6 hours?
Just like there was during the election.
Right. I mean, and people just, it reminds me of that scene from The Matrix. The scene where I can't remember his name, but the one guy goes back into the Matrix and is sitting there talking to the Agent Smith, and he takes a bite of steak and he says, "I know this steak isn't real. I know this steak is it's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's fake." He sticks it in his mouth and he goes, "But ignorance is bliss."
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The people sitting here screaming socialism, the people sitting here talking about private parts and standing on the other side of the barricade that the police put up at our state house, just screaming. They pick somebody out of the crowd they never met or had met, and the shoes they were wearing, they just started screaming about it.
Yep.
Ignorance is bliss, because if you just open your eyes and actually think for yourself, you'll see that it's not right.
No.
Something's not right.
Well, and that's so. Since we're down the path of them trying to keep us separated out of a larger group, blah blah blah. If you go, there's a book. And I'm telling you, and it's going to get us put on some stupid list. We're already on a bunch of lists, so who cares?
What list am I not on?
Well, this will get us put on one, because this book's pretty wild. Somebody showed me this book 6-7 years ago. No, 8 years ago. Behold a Pale Horse by Milton William Cooper. And it is absolutely insane, because it was a long time. I can't remember what year. Hold on here. The information just pulled up and it went away. Damn it, where did it go? But it actually starts to. It predicts a lot of things that's happened now. But it was written way before, like before the Clintons were a big thing. It warned about how the Clinton family is going to be involved in a bunch of stuff, and it goes through and it actually maps out like what companies are going to become big and be controlling and have that's going to control the majority of money and stuff like that. And it's really creepy about how a lot of that crap came true, except for the end of the book, which I think is because it's pretty hard. It hasn't happened because it's too hard to do to us here in the United States. Is they want a one world government. It ends up coming to the whole thing of a one world government. And that's where, everybody has said they're not going to be able to get us to do it unless they take our guns away. And it even says it in the book somewhere. And it's pretty wild. And
have you read World War Z?
No.
If you read World War Z, if you watch the movie, you no.
Right.
Read the book. Just read the book. They're short stories in a book form of multiple different people just recounting the World War Z. But if you read that book, there's a couple of them where they're talking to the rich people in the United States, and how we always it explains how we don't feel it's going to happen to us. That's not going to happen to us.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen to us. Like we got malaria. We got rid of tuberculosis. We got rid of this. We got rid of that. Well, now stuff's coming back.
Gee, I wonder why.
You know. So, but we'll never get that. That's not us. Yes, I know zombies. That's not gonna. I get it, but
right.
if you look, 1984. The big, we got hit with "You Can't Play That" a few months ago because we played the snippet video from a System of a Down song of the news anchor saying, "I'm fed up with telling you this crap. It's crap. It's about ratings and all that." I mean, take two books. Go find two books. Two of the same book or two very supposed to be same. Case in point. Let me pull it out here. Hopefully I don't knock everything down doing this. And I'm going to. Told you.
Uh-oh. You froze, too.
Froze. Hold on. I should be coming back. Give me a sec. I'm back.
Wait, you're on a different camera, though.
Yep, I'm on a different camera. Now I'm going back.
Okay.
Where am I at? I'm back, right?
Nope, I don't. All I see is your emblem.
There I am. All right.
I don't
So,
got you yet.
you have got me?
Nope, I still see just your emblem.
I see me. Hold on. Am I back?
No.
What to do? So I'm staring at myself on the screen.
I know, it's not coming up over here, though.
Well, I'll tell you. So, if I come back, you'll see me. But right now, I'm holding a book in my hand. It's a STP 21-1-SMCT for those military folks out there, those people that think military folks. It is the Warrior Skill Level 1 book. It was printed in 2009. Okay? It has somewhere upwards of 600, 700, 800 pages. Okay? Am I still not up there, Jeremy?
You're still not up. Nope.
I
can hear you, I just can't see you.
It's got somewhere in the range of about 800 pages to it. Okay?
Okay.
Now in my hand, I am holding a FM 21-100. For those military folks, if they want to look that up, they can figure out what that is. The cover of the book says War Department, Basic Field Manual, Soldier's Handbook. The print date for this book, 1941. Okay? Same book, same materials, right? It covers putting on a gas mask. It covers cleaning your weapon. It covers, I mean, obviously 41 had different weapons, different masks, all that stuff compared to 2009. I understand a thickness change, but read some of the book from 41 and then read some of the book from 2009 or 2019 or 2016. And you're going to realize that what was said in 41 is nowhere, anywhere in what was said in 2009, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19. They take it out. They rewrite the book.
Now, now, I think you got to get a little more specific about what was said in the 1941 version versus because
I know you guys still can't see me, and once I'm done explaining this, I'll jump back in. You can just deal with Jeremy. But in the Soldier's Handbook that I picked up, and I'm gonna tell you, I picked this up at a Goodwill, huge Goodwill sale in a box of books, 1941. Google when World War II was. I'm holding a book from World War II. Training material to teach a soldier fighting in World War II, the greatest generation, right? The very first page in this book is the foreword. And it says this, and I'm only going to read one paragraph, and I apologize. I'm not an English major, and I do not run on public speaking. But I will read this as best I can. The very first paragraph of this book is this, and I hope to God it makes you think about standing up. You are now a member of the Army of the United States. That army is made up of free citizens chosen from among a free people. The American people, of their own will, and through the men they have elected to represent them in Congress, have determined that the free institutions of this country will continue to exist. They have declared that, if necessary, we will defend our right to live in our own American way and continue to enjoy the benefits and privileges which are granted to the citizens of no other nation. It is upon you and the many thousands of your comrades now in the military service that our country has placed its confident faith that this defense will succeed should it ever be challenged. That's the very first paragraph in this book from 1941. Now, if I go over to the one from 2009, the very first paragraph is the first page. For the newer soldiers, they'll know this, but the only thing in this book that's the first thing you should read, the first thing you look at, is the Soldier's Creed. And I will read it. I am an American soldier. I am a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I have always maintained my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier. That's the first paragraph in this book. Now, to me, and I am a U.S. Army veteran. I read this. I stood in formation in the morning and said this. After picking up this 1941 book, reading that first paragraph, I feel more American. I feel more patriotic. It's my country. I'm doing it for everybody. For me, the Soldier's Creed and the way this book is written is more business.
Well, it sounds more like a corporate handbook is what it sounds like.
It's a corporate handbook telling you have to be this way. In 1941, the reason I think that they were the greatest generation is the first paragraph they ever read coming into that military was that you are the representation of this entire country, and you have either chosen or been drafted to represent and protect everything this country has ever had.
A free people, yeah, and I like that it states in the older one, what, the 1941, that you know, you're representing and you're protecting and you're, you know, a free people. They don't ever say that in the new one, which is it. When did they lose that? I would like to know when they lost that. I may have to go online later and look that up.
That would literally be us going and finding every FM 21-100 and every SMT. When did they go from field manuals over to the SMTs? We'd have to go through a backlog of every FM, DD, FP, the alphabet soup of books and materials to figure out when it transitioned, get a copy of each one of them, or at least a PDF of each one of them, and then it'd be a few weeks of research.
Yeah, it might be online. Somebody might have already done it. I'm looking it up as we're talking.
You look it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump off. I will be right back. You hang out with Jeremy. Let him entertain you while he's searching for something. I will be right back.
Oh, it's going to take more than just a quick Google search, clearly. Here. Jump back in quick. Hi. Oh, you can see all my junk. Awesome. Oh. There he is.
Can you see me now?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That camera must have gotten taken over.
I knew I was going to bump it. Pulling that book out.
Yep. Oh, man. All my junk. Oh, well. It made me the big screen when you went away, and oh, boy.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I'm watching that. Double us.
Yeah.
But here, since I'm back, this is what I'll show you. Okay? Here's the 2019 book. There we go. 2019 book. All right?
Oh.
Thickness. Right? Okay? 1941. Oh, the little circle X thing? Yeah, that was somebody at some point in history. But here's the difference. You ready?
Yeah.
Defeated the Nazis. Still in a war.
Yeah.
What, 2 of them? 3 of them, maybe?
Who knows at this point? I mean,
defeated the Nazis. Just saying.
What poor Mike. You're cutting a whole new drain in. What in the...
Well, get on here and save us, because I'm going crazy.
Come tell us about your drain issues. I know people want to hear about your drainage issues. Come on, it's going to go about 8 different ways in chat now.
like I said, guys, I know you couldn't see me, but find you similar books. Find you similar books. Both of these books were handed to soldiers when they joined the U.S. military. Now, if I still had my old Smart book, because that's what we got handed when I was in basic. It was called a Smart book.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little pocket-sized book you put in your cargo pocket, and it had the Army song in there, the Soldier's Creed in there, had drill and ceremony stuff in there. It was more like this than this is. But both of these, and I can show you where I'm not lying, that this talks about, weapons, carrying of weapons. It talks about, protective mask. Dangerous little book to flip through the pages.
John Forner says he still has his from '88.
Well, what's the first, John, the next chance you have, just jot out the very first paragraph in that one from '88 and shoot it over to me. I'm just interested. I want to know when the transition from free people, free America, the freedoms that America has that no other nation has, we're going to protect those. When that changed to, I'm going to do what they told me to do because I'm an American soldier.
Right. Exactly.
That's what that Soldier's Creed is. I'm an American soldier. I train, and I do what somebody else tells me.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely like to if it was still in the 80s or if it was even earlier, who knows? But I got a feeling it lasted to somewhere around. I'm willing to bet if we could find a Vietnam vet from the 60s, yeah,
who still had their FM1. I'm willing to bet somewhere around Vietnam it happened.
Yeah, huh?
No, I'm not going to go as say I believe it was before Vietnam. Somewhere around the time frame of the Vietnam War, I got a feeling that this stuff kind of morphed. Now, I can tell you that the Soldier's Creed, it started up and became the norm of what was said in the midst of me joining the Army, going through basic, and then being in a duty station. It wasn't what we said in basic. It wasn't our mantra in basic.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to Korea 3 years in, that's what was being said at formation in the morning.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'd definitely like to know when they took the free people thing out. I really would. But we have hit our hour, mostly. So I have like a minute or two left. But so definitely everybody that did go camping this weekend, hydrate, recover. The ones that, stayed a little more hydrated than others. you guys are lucky. Yeah. But we had a lot of fun. The people that did come out, it was nice to see some new faces this weekend.
Very much so.
I very much.
And if you're asking, what are these guys talking about, coming out and hanging out and all this? Hey, we're not just people on the internet.
Nope. So we had a get together, a getting to know or the Heartland Defenders type camp out thing, and I do believe we made it public. Finley State Park and.
Yeah, we said something. I don't think we never did post anything about it.
Yeah, but if you want to get to know us more, want to learn more about what we're about, what we do, don't hesitate to contact us on our Facebook page that you're watching this wonderful video on. You people that'll end up seeing it on YouTube, don't worry, I'm not meaning you people in a bad way, because I know somebody's gonna be like, you people. I
will let you know. If you're here watching this video, if you're watching this video, and you click the Heartland Defenders up there at the top, it'll take you to our page. And right there at the top of our page is a button that says see group or join group or something along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. And you can click that and get a hold of one of us, and we'll lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, they're seeing it right now. Top of the page. Let's see. Heartland Shop, Chronicles, About Us, log in, register. But yeah, go to the Heartland page, heartlanddefenders.com. It'll take you to our Facebook page, somewhere on the page. I know it's down further, I think. Yep, down below you can like, share. There's also the YouTube link as well. You get to know more about us. We also got some fun t-shirts and decals on the page. But yeah, check it out. Check out more on our Facebook page. Contact us if you think you want to talk with us, you want to learn more about the group, or you just want to find out more about what we're about. Contact us. One of the three of us, well, the two of us here and Mike Cosper, he said he'll be back next Sunday.
Yeah, he's saying in the comments he'll be back next Sunday. I'll hold you to it. I'm gonna hold my breath.
Yeah. But definitely, check us out. Ask questions. Don't hesitate to contact us through the group. It'll be one of the three of us that'll probably be talking to you. Most likely them two. They tend to answer more stuff than I do. But yeah, we had fun. Cosper, you're right. Thanks to everybody that did come out and enjoyed, that sweated through the weekend, that did get sunburn on one leg or their whole back or their ears or wherever. It was still fun. I'll tell you what, as hot as it was still fun. We had a blast, even doing the I can't even remember what it was called. The line where it was this or that. That was the game, this or that, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely check us out. Thank you guys for coming and watching. Thank you, Jacob, for your time. Mike, I hope your evening gets better. I hope you get to relax a little bit now. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you guys next Sunday.